It is in our intention to ensure that a lot of young people still want to be engineer, right? They don't want to be a TikToker only or becoming just a doctor, but becoming an engineer. Because for us to build the business, for us to be able to grow in the country, we need engineering. So Tripatra is one, and I will say the only privately owned EPC company in Indonesia. And our main asset is people actually, which is an engineering, right? EPC is engineering, procurement and construction. So the core that we do have from 53 years ago actually is people. Right? So for us, it's in our intention to ensure that we have enough talent that keep coming to Tripatra and basically doing the regeneration and basically helping us to be able to perform this business EPC in a good way, I will say, right? So Tripatra also well known as a company where we train people. We make sure they are progressing from the trainee of engineering, being somebody that be able to be, I will say, the expert on the subject matter expert in terms of the engineering. And today in Indonesia, I will say a lot of engineering people are coming from Tripatra. It's kind of school for people. So it is in our intention to ensure that a lot of young people still want to be engineer, right? They don't want to be a TikToker only or becoming just a doctor, but becoming an engineer. Because for us to build the business, for us to be able to grow in the country, we need engineering. So we're starting by doing as simple as what we call it engineering for teenagers. So we populate what we do as an engineer. So it's the real example to the young people from the high school, so they can envision what they can be in the future, right? We also went to the university and go quite often to university trying to tell what the career that Tripatra is offering and what actually you can contribute in terms of engineering and put in the reality in building something which is, I will say, valuable, useful to the humankind, I will say, right? Okay, so sustainability is one thing that has been talked a lot, and I think as a company, we look at that very seriously. In a way, one thing that we were famously known as a company who only do the EPC from the upstream oil and gas, today we diversify what we do, right? So we know that one day this resource will be disappearing or run out in Indonesia, so we need to also be able to do something using the same knowledge that we have, which is engineering, construction in another sector. And today, I will proudly say that we are one of the first companies that doing the engineering for the sustainable aviation fuel, which is the substitute or replacement for the after from the plane, and hopefully soon we will be able to build those things. On the current activity we do, we start adding something which is more sustained to what activity we do. For example, like make sure that the garbage, if we do build construction, there are a lot of waste that we generate, and be able to segregate them and then dispose them accordingly is one of the first responsibility we do. Secondly, we also actively promote using the renewable energy as part of supporting our activity, right? Because we always need power, we always need basically another, I will say, resources to run our operation, and we try to get something we sustain. Not sustain in terms of only where to get it, also the supply chain that provide the service into our company. So I will say Tripatra trying to be actively participate, not only for the future, which I will say building a plan which is contribute into the sustainable, but also in the current activity where we trying to add the value of doing something which is sustained from the environment and be able to be the pioneer of what we can do on this.